If you're a black person and the Bible is the only book that you consistently read, you are a significant part of the problem plaguing the black communities, because you are currently functioning as a warden of your own mental prison. A fact that has remained consistently unchanged throughout history is that oppressors never provide liberating information to those they are oppressing, because to provide liberating information to those they are oppressing would go directly against their interests of oppressing them. The fact that the white society has always made the Bible extremely accessible to black people throughout history is proof that the Bible does not provide liberating information. If the Bible truly contained information that could liberate black people, it would have been kept as far away as possible from black people. The fact that the white society has always provided the Bible to countless millions of black people throughout history proves that the Bible does not provide the truth that sets us free. The truth that sets us free comes from learning of the hidden social sciences that are being secretly used by white oppressive forces for maintaining their control and their social dominance over the black population. Social science is one of the branches of science devoted to the study of human behavior, specifically how people interact with each other, behave, and develops as a society. It is used by the ruling elites to steer society towards their hidden objectives. To understand these social sciences, you have to read books about propaganda, social engineering, the herd mentality, about hijacking the group minds of targeted populations. These social science tactics are being secretly deployed to aid the white society in maintaining its social dominance and social capital over the black population. It is a truth we must wake up to. There are many hidden nefarious social sciences that white oppressive forces deploys against black people, and most black people are totally clueless of this fact. Case, point, and proof. Here's the hidden social science reason why black people learns more black racially affirming facts from each other than we do so within our white governed schools. The white educational system's failure to adequately provide black students with a racially affirming curriculum, as it routinely does so for white students, is actually essential for maintaining white social dominance. Because for a ruling class to maintain its position of social dominance over its subordinate populations, they must deny the subordinate population of a racially affirming curriculum. This psychologically conditions the subordinate population to accept their subordinate status within a society dominated by their oppressors. This immoral practice is precisely what's being done to black students. White governed schools do not provide black students with a racially affirming curriculum, as it does so for white students. They instead intentionally give black students a marginalized version of their history. It is a classroom setting wherein which the majority of the achievements made by black people throughout history is being deliberately withheld from black students throughout their entire educational development. Black students are instead taught from curriculums that primarily exalts the history and achievements of Caucasians only, while marginalizing their own achievement. For many black students, their schools are in fact the first places where they first experience the implication that there's something lesser about being black. This conditions black people to perceive ourselves through a false inherent subordinate identity that makes us more accepting of our subordinate status within a society dominated by the white culture. It's the true reason why black people learns more black racially affirming fact from each other than we do so within our white governed schools. Our ignorances of these social sciences that white oppressive forces deploys against us is their greatest power against us. The only way that Black people will liberate ourselves is by learning of these many hidden social sciences and then developing our own counter strategies to overcome them. This is why those of us who know must teach. African proverb. There are many social sciences that are being deployed against the Black population. But today, in this video, I will be explaining the social science that is used to distort the perception of reality. More specifically, how white social scientists and white propagandists have distorted the perception of reality to create and sustain a false version of reality that aids the white society in maintaining its social dominance over the Black population. Your perception of reality is an elaborate white deception. The true hidden reality is that in the U.S., the group that commits the most violent crimes, that makes up the largest recipient of welfare, and that benefits most from affirmative action and DEI programs are in fact Caucasians. And in spite of cultural trauma wrought by the injustices of slavery and white racism, most inventions that have revolutionized the world were in fact either invented by Black people or directly inspired by earlier inventions made by Black people. But this is not the reality you're seeing. Your perception of reality has been literally whitewashed. It has been whitewashed to create a false perception of reality that aids in maintaining white social dominance over the Black population. The distortion of the perception of reality is not science fiction. All that's required for the distortion of reality is to control all of the narratives that are fed into a society. The public's perception of reality is actually shaped by those narratives that are being repetitively fed into the society. Therefore, those who controls those repetitive narratives literally controls the perception of reality. Because the white ruling class controls all of the narratives that are repetitively fed into our society, they therefore literally owns the perception of reality. They constantly feed false narratives into the society that are deliberately designed to shape the public perception of reality in ways that serve the system of white supremacy. The public at large functions based upon those distorted narratives instead of the true reality. Because of this nefarious practice, your perception of reality is in fact an elaborate white deception. This deception is what social scientists call the illusory truth effect, also known as the illusionary truth effect. The illusory truth effect is when people have been repeatedly fed false information, and then their perceptions of reality conform to the false information rather than what's actually true. Many people will even insist that they've confirmed it for themselves that the false perception of reality is an accurate one, although it's in fact not. The reason why many people believe that they've confirmed their false perception of reality, although they've in fact not, is because once false beliefs have been successfully embedded into the human mind, people will then only notice those incidents, those small incidents that appears to confirm the false embedded belief, and they will become psychologically blinded from noticing the greater amount of evidence that refutes the embedded belief. When people have been conditioned to believe something, they see what they've been conditioned to believe. It's the inherent flaw within the human psyche. It's the same inherent flaw that religions use to entrap the minds of their followers, such as witness when they convinces their followers to believe that Jesus watches over them. And they then only notice those incidents that appears to confirm the embedded belief and become psychologically blinded from noticing the greater amount of other incidents that refutes it. Then based upon this psychological blindness, many will insist that they've confirmed it for themselves, that there's power in the name of Jesus. Although in reality, The letter J for Jesus is less than 2,000 years old. So therefore, you know the name is untrue. When people have been conditioned to believe some things, they see what they've been conditioned to believe. Therefore, those who write the narratives that people receives and believes are able to trap those people's minds within a false version of reality. I never said that what I teach would be easily comprehended. I said that it will be the truth that will set you free. But you have to elevate your thinking above a biblical fairy tale and a silly slave syndrome myth in order to free your mind. Those are both falsehoods that are designed to keep your mind distracted and dumbed down from seeing the truth that sets you free. A social science fact is that all societies function based upon the narratives that are repetitively fed into the society. And the narratives that are repetitively fed into the white dominant society are deliberately distorted to keep the society functioning in ways that maintains the system of white supremacy. What I'm explaining to you is the real matrix. The real matrix is not a computer simulation. It's not a movie, nor does it have anything to do with a red pill. The real matrix is an enormous illusory truth effect created by false information that had been repeatedly fed into the society by white propagandists. And we function based upon those false narratives and that false perception of reality in ways that maintains the system of white supremacy. The white society sits upon a throne of lies designed for maintaining the system of white supremacy. Our oppressors have created a sophisticated method of suppressing us, and then they dumb our minds down so we can't figure out how it works. What I'm saying to you, what I'm teaching you, you have to research this, you have to find this. This is not in your schools. They don't teach this because this is the information they keep from you. Like I said to you in the beginning, oppressors never provide liberating information to those they seek to continue to oppress. The fact that the Bible is, millions of us have Bibles. Millions, if not billions, around the world have Bibles. If the truth that set us free was in the Bible, they would withheld from us. The truth they don't want us to learn are the social sciences that are being deployed for maintaining white social dominance over the black population. Everything you believe is a lie. The truth is the opposite from everything that you believe. Time to wake up to our reality. One love and peace.